Hello, third grade. This is Mr. Light, and I'm going to talk today about, well, comparing fractions. The very first thing we're going to take a look at is this orange rod here. This orange rod is representing one whole. The blue underneath, you guessed it, is 1/2, because if we compare these two, this is 1/2 of the whole orange. This kind of maroony color is 1/3 of the one. The red is 1/4 of the one. The green is 1/5 of one. The purple is 1/6 of one. The kind of yellowy orangey, I guess, kind of thing is 1/8 of one. One. This one is 1/10 of one, and then we have 1/12 of one. So if we wanted to equal 1, let's see what we would do. First, we're going to take a look at a half. Add another half, right, to this group. I now have 2 halves, and that is equivalent to 1. If we take a look at thirds, how many do you think they're going to be? If you guess 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, you're absolutely right. So 3/3 is equivalent to 1. What about the fourths? Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4/4 is equivalent to 1. Let's look at the fifths. I think you might see a pattern by now. You may not. There you go. We needed 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/5 equals 1. Let's take a look at the 1/6 here. How many need? Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6/6 equals 1. And the eighths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8/8 is equal to 1. Let's look at the tenths. Shout it out if you think it. Shout it out. Shout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10/10 equals 1. And finally, we're going to look at twelfths. And there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody, 7. Come on. 8. Let me hear you. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 twelfths is equivalent to 1. All right, so let's take a look at some other stuff. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to write out all of those fractions that are equal to 1. Okay, so you can see those. Hold on a second. Okay, so these are all the fractions that we just went over. Okay, so we have 2 halves, 2 halves, 3/3, 3/3, 4/4, so this line here, 5/5, 6/6, 8/8, 10/10, and 12/12. Right, so those are all equivalent to 1, and they're equivalent to each other. So we could also say that 5/5 is equal to 12/12. Okay, so if we look at this group here, 5/5, it's the same as all of these 12/12. They have the same. They are equivalent. All right, now let's look at some other equivalents, some other fractions. If I look at this 1/2 here, right? And I see that there's a line right here. And I try my best. I'm not very good at drawing straight lines, guys. So if I draw this line all the way down, like so, see, I told you I'm not very good at it. What I'll notice, if I wanted to compare this right here, this 1/2, all right, if I wanted to compare, that 1/2, okay, if I look down here, nothing in the thirds is equivalent to this 1/2. You see this? This is 1/2. Nothing in the thirds, okay, if I stopped right here, is equivalent. If I look in the fourths, let's look at that. Okay, so now I know that 1/2 is equivalent to 2 fourths. Alright, well, let's see if it's equivalent to anything else. Here we go, 1/2. We go down this line. Well, okay, that's the fourths. Oh, it looks like the sixth. Looks like there's an equivalency in the sixths. 1, 2, 3 sixths. So then again, I know that 1/2 equals 3 sixths. That also means that these two, okay, are equivalent. Okay, so that I can also write that 2/4. I can also write that 2/4 is equal to 3 sixths. Okay, and if I keep on going down, here, let me get this stuff out of here. Okay, so if I keep on going down, I'll notice some others. Okay, we have 6 eighths. I know that line's not right there, but that was kind of my fault with the editing that I was doing. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths. So we have 4 eighths equals that 1/2. All right, and there's 2 others that are equivalent, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to see if you can figure that out down there on the form. If we take a look at others, I'm not going to go through all the equivalencies, but I know you have your fraction wall, and I notice some things here. I see sixths, thirds. I see maybe twelfths. I see them line up. Maybe fifths and tenths. Oh, yep, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, looks like they line up. Maybe sixths and twelfths. Okay, those are kind of lining up there. So I know when we have our actual paper wall, and we have those in our hands, that's going to be a little easier for you to see. But hopefully, at this point, you have a kind of a good idea of what it means to be a one whole, what some equivalent fractions are. We look at 1/2 and 2/4, and know that 1/2 and 2/3 is not equivalent because kind of that ends over here, and that would be right here, right? Or if we look at that half. Okay. All right. So some good vocab from this to remember: halves, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, eighths, tenths, twelfths, and when a fraction equals another fraction, so if we look at 2/4 and that equals 3/6, those fractions are said to be, you got it, equivalent. All right, hope you learned something, and we'll see you tomorrow.